Hey guys, how's it going? Dan here from Platinum Bodybuilding. We just filmed Brett's supplement review here, so my stack's a little bit more advanced than what Brett is. So we're going to go through basically everything that I take on a daily basis, whether I'm going to the gym or I'm not that day. Starting the basic stuff when you wake up in the morning. One thing I just started taking actually just today, it's pretty new on the market, from Gym Supplement Science, the Shred Gym. Basically it's Jim Stepani's fat burner. You have to take quite a lot of these things. You have to take 4 per serving, so 4 capsules in 1 serving, which equals out to about 8 to 12 of these guys a day. Rated almost 10 out of 10 out of 300 reviews. So Jim definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to supplements. He just released a bunch of different things yesterday, as well as protein and his vitamins as well. So I'm pretty excited to give this a go and see how it goes. So that's one thing you'll have to take it right in the morning when I wake up. The other thing I take in the morning as soon as I wake up is a protein shake. Right now in my stack for my proteins, I'm using the Optimum Nutrition Hydro Whey. Usually I don't buy Hydro Whey just because of the pricing on it, but the gold standard price just went up by a pretty significant amount. So Hydro Whey is still in my category as what I will pay for whey protein, and for everything you get in it, it's pretty good. Like the gold standard stuff is, like I said, my usual. It's 24 grams of protein per scoop with about 4.4 grams of BCAAs in there as well. The Hydro Whey is 30 grams per scoop, 15.5 grams of essential amino acids, and 8.8 grams of BCAAs. So you pay about $35 for something like that, about $64, I believe, for a 3.5 pound. So after that, you eat breakfast. After breakfast, I take my Animal Pack. My Animal Pack's something I've used now for a year and a half, and there is a lot you have to go in here and you have to take in this little pack here. I don't find it's too bad to swallow, but for everything that's in here, I have found that ever since I started taking it, I've really had the energy and I've really had the capability of doing a little bit more heavy weights when I'm in the gym, and I'm never really tired during the day. So I really like Animal Pack for that, and it's pretty fairly priced. I mean, you get 44 packs in there for about $31. So that's a pretty fair price, I think, for vitamins, especially if you get over a month's worth for that price. Mixed with that, I know there's a lot of green tea in Shred Gym, in the extract anyways, but I go into the green tea extract from bodybuilding.com and their foundation series. I take this probably twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And ever since I have started taking this, I have noticed that I've been a lot more hungry during the day. Even though I could just eat like a huge meal, hour later I'm hungry, like I'm starving, and like I haven't eaten in 3 hours. So it's definitely a good thing that definitely works. It takes a little bit of time to get going and get your metabolism moving, but once it does, you're constantly sweating, like you're just constantly hot. So it's a good way to try and shred up if you're doing a competition or anything like that. The other two is CLA and fish oil. Fish oil is great because if you're like me, I mean, I'm not a big fan of eating fish, so I'll take a little bit extra of these to kind of supplement the fact that I'm not eating a lot of fish, so I can still get my essential fats and help to get my joints lubricated, so when I'm in the gym I don't get injured. I've always bought ON stuff. I mean, my favorite company for supplements is ON. And ON's enteric coated fish oils. It's 200 soft gels in here for about $15. This lasts me quite a long time. So it's a fish oil, really. I mean, like, I'm not a fan of buying the GNC one just because their shit's marked up so much. Last thing that I take in the morning is CLA. CLA is important for me because I've had it for a long time, and CLA, people look at it and right away they think, oh, it's a fat burner, I'm going to drop all my fat instantly. It's not true. CLA, you'll drop your abdomen fat, you'll drop your lower back fat, but it takes a long time, and it's not like just a magic pill that you can take and then bang, you're super skinny, you're shredded, you're ready to go for the beach kind of thing. This takes about 2 months of full-time use to actually kick in and do anything. So if you're one that just buys that magic skinny pill and off you go, CLA will definitely not help you. But if you're willing to give it the time, then it will definitely it'll give you results. But it's a timely based thing. So after all of that, I'm done work for the day. I'm going to the gym now. I go for my pre-workout. Pre-workouts for me is almost a little bit of a sensitive subject there. I've taken a lot of different ones. I've had Owens Platinum Pre. I've had Nano Vapor from Muscle Tech. I've had Muscle Farms Assault. I've had Cellucor C4. Scavations Psycho. I've had Mutant Mass, or their brand of their pre-workout, and I don't really feel much of anything. The most I ever felt was off of the pre-gym. So I ran out of C4 the other day, so I picked up another thing of pre-gym. Like I said about the Shred Gym, I mean, Jim Stepani, he does all the research on this stuff when he puts it in here. He puts the exact dosage that you need for vascular pumps, for energy, for focus, all of that good stuff. I mean, he's got 2 flavors of this gym online on bodybuilding.com. He's got cherry limeade and raspberry limeade, or raspberry lemonade, sorry. I quite like it. I've had the cherry limeade. The cherry limeade is pretty strong flavor. So if you've got a little bit on that more of a sensitive stomach, there is a little bit more like an acid taste to it, I feel. But this stuff actually is fantastic. The taste of it. I mean, I just did shoulders last night, and this is my first time using it, and I think I haven't used it for a while, so I was pretty tired last night, but I still was able to get through a pretty heavy shoulder workout. But it's price wise, it's about $37 or so for 20 servings. So I mean, what's in here is everything that you need, so it's not like you really need to add in a creatine or you need to add in any extras, but I think for what you get, it's actually a pretty good buy, so it's probably something that's going to stay in my stack now for a little bit. Post-workout, and actually before I go to post-workout there, similar to Brett, I also take concrete creatine. I've tried other creatines. I've tried K-Pro, I've tried Purple K, I've tried Optimum's micronized creatine. Those ones I didn't feel a thing off of. I felt no different, but there's something in the concrete. I got a trial of concrete maybe a year or so ago, and I put that into just a basic pre-workout that wasn't really doing much for me, and that day I don't even know how, but I probably had the most heavy arm workout I've ever had in my life, and I felt like my arms were about to pop. Concrete really is a really good type of creatine. It's a creatine HCl, and it's really good. The only complaints that I have about concrete is when we went down to the Arnold in March there in this year of 2014. When we bought this, we bought the blue raspberry, and we bought watermelon. Blue raspberry, for all 3 of us that were down there and bought it, went rock solid, to the point where we had to take a potato masher and actually mash the creatine back up into small powder form. Basically the whole container turned into a rock, whereas the watermelon didn't. So I don't know if it was just a bad batch of it or whatever it was, so I'm giving it another shot, but creatine wise, if you want to feel the extra power when you're on the bench or you're squatting or deadlifting, whatever it is, or even if you're just doing bicep curls, that stuff is phenomenal. You feel it right away when you take it, and you really feel like you can get a couple extra reps out when you're really about to give in. So yeah, post-workout, I've never really been a user of BCAAs and all of that stuff, but when we were down at the Arnold, ON came out with their Pro BCAA, their Pro Line series, and I tested out the Pro BCAA from them, and that was something that I don't know, I can't remember what the taste was, where I tasted it before, but Raspberry Lemonade Pro BCAA, I remember tasting something like this as a kid, and this is the greatest tasting amino energy or anything like that kind of drink that I've ever had. It's not too sweet, but it's a flavor that I never get sick of. And I've tried the fruit punch, and I just finished my fruit punch version of this as well. Wasn't as pleased with it as I am with the raspberry lemonade. So I'll be going back on to bodybuilding.com and getting a little bit more of the raspberry lemonade, because that stuff is phenomenal. So I take about a scoop, depending on what I'm working out, a scoop and a half, maybe even 2 scoops in a shaker right after my workout. Whether I'm doing some cardio after, I'll drink it while I'm doing that, or I'm just heading home to get my protein shake. But I've noticed a lot of differences in that. I'm not as sore the next day after I started taking that. I have a little bit more energy, and I'm able to get back to do another workout of what I just did within a reasonable amount of time. So protein wise, like I said, I usually do the gold standard whey. It's the basic whey protein. It's almost like the staple of ON. But the Hydro Whey stuff, because it's a little bit cheaper in price now, and I find it's a smoother way. You know, you can shake it up with water and it's not disgusting. I know everyone says, oh, why do you mix it with water? That's disgusting. But mixing the Hydro Whey with water is actually pretty tasty. It still tastes, you know, if you put the right amount of milk and or water with the whey, you can't tell the difference whether it's milk or water. So I really like them. Here's Turbo Chocolate in a 3.5. Cookies and Cream Overdrive, which I just got that yesterday. I've had 2 scoops out of it and I really like it so far. From time to time too, I'll mix in my whey protein with one of ON's casein proteins as well. And the casein protein is good because I take this a lot before I go to bed. Every day I take it before I go to sleep, but I mix it into my whey protein sometimes as well, just so that if I can't get a meal in after my workout, I'm still not going to go hungry. But casein is good because I take it before I go to bed, and I don't wake up in the middle of the night hungry. However, when I wake up in the morning, I'm starving. I'm ready for some food. But ever since I started taking this, I've also noticed a lot more of a muscle growth, I would say, than what I had before I was taking it. And I'm pretty happy with the flavors they have. Like, for some reason I'm drawn right now to cookies and cream. I'm usually I'll admit it, I'm a strawberry kind of protein flavored guy, but for right now I've been pretty attracted to the chocolate mocha cappuccino cookies and cream style of proteins. So I mix this in. I have a scoop before I go to bed, and that's it. So that's my supplement stack there, guys. For right now, anyways, it's constantly changing. I'm always trying different products. So if you have any questions, leave any comments or anything like that in the box below.